There are certain things in life that seem permanent. High school seemed permanent for the longest time, but here we are graduating. For me, my grandparents were what I figured would always just be there. I knew that they would pass away one day, but I always imagined it would be after I graduated, or even after I got married. Of course, that isn't really what happened. I like to believe that when a day is just too beautiful, there is something it is trying to hide. I think that the sky knew on Memorial Day, my sophomore year, that my grandfather was going to pass on, and decided to shine so perfectly to try and cheer us up. There was so much going on during that time that death wasn't on my mind. The state track meet was coming up, and we had just finished our last workout that morning. When I opened the door to see my sisters crying, my heart knew that something very bad had happened. My grandpa had finally gone to heaven, and all of my family was at the farm that morning. He worked so hard on that farm, and he was 85 years old when he died, walking out the door to go work on that farm. His death was sudden because he seemed so strong. Everyone felt the shock, and I think the person that got hit the hardest was my grandma. And for the next 3 months, she lived on, until the Lord called her home on the first day of school my junior year. But this speech isn't about the sadness of loss. Most of us have experienced that in some form over the last 13 years. It's about the legacy that my grandparents left behind. The impact that they had on my family, including me, won't ever be erased. It's ingrained in all of the Crouch family that we never give up, that we work hard, and even in the hardest of times, in the angriest of fights, we are still family. That means we love each other no matter what, even when none of us have the same ideas. Let me tell you, there's enough to drive a family apart without politics in the picture. But my grandparents never entertained the idea that we could disown each other. Blood is thicker than water, and it is certainly much thicker than any opinions we can hold. I'd like to think that their legacy can apply to all of us. Sure, some of us aren't related, and after today, a lot of us probably won't see each other for a very long time. But I'm talking about everyone. We are all human beings who have the capability to love one another. It's important that we don't let a few people on the news or a few many posts on Twitter and Facebook make us forget that. As for my grandparents and the legacy they left behind, I think that can be all of us. We live in a world that tries to convince us that the only way to be important is to accomplish something important. You don't have to be the hero of the world to matter. You simply have to be the hero of your own story. I will always remember my grandparents. My whole family will always remember them. You don't have to be a celebrity to be remembered or to have a fulfilling and happy life. So as I say goodbye to all of you today, I just want to let you know that you are important. Right now, you are building a legacy. Just remember that you too will leave it behind. All we have to do is decide what we want that legacy to be. Thank you.